City.
I'm sorry to hear that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live on Radio Road, day number 4. Darren Smith, and I have some very special guests. And look, all my guests are special, but when you go up a wrestling fan and you know about the sport, to be able to have a chance to sit here and talk with All Elite Wrestling's First Syndicate, of course, now a lot of y'all saw them, in their previous stint in another federation, but we are joined by World Tag Team Champions Shelton Benjamin, along with Bobby Lashley. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me on Radio Row. What brings you all down here to the Super Bowl and Radio Row this week?
I think first part is just getting us back out there. We spent our stint with WWE, as you were saying before, but now we're with AEW. And a lot of the fans are trying to figure out where we're at right now because we're still active on social media and we're still doing our thing. So we went over to AEW. There's a tremendous amount of potential there. Tony Khan, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, asked us to come down here because this is his other space and just to kind of get our name out there. Say, hey, this is where we're at. Come watch us. Come check us out on AEW.
Joe?
Yeah, kind of like what Bobby said, we're here to spread the gospel of the Hurt Syndicate. And, you can catch us Wednesday nights on AEW Dynamite. We are the reigning, newly crowned tag team championship.
Defeated Private Party a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah,
Private Party.
I wouldn't call it a feud. Because we simply just told them, hey, we're going to need those.
Yeah.
And we took them. They were, and all the respect in the world of Private Party. Those guys have a tremendous future ahead of them. They're young, they're hungry, and as like MVP said, they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time against the wrong team.
I was about to say it, met with the wrong people. Look, so you all have collegiate amateur championship backgrounds, and of course, as you stated, you all started in the W. What makes, because I was talking to a couple of MMA fighters this week, but what makes what you all do so difficult, but makes it also a seamless transition? One from college wrestling to professional wrestling, but also if you all decided to take your talents to MMA.
Well, first of all, I did. So I got a bunch of fights. I just think because amateur wrestling is I don't think there's another sport that's more physically demanding than college wrestling. And then through the high school, you get your taste of it. But when you make it to the college level, you're looking at a whole different level, a whole different animal of training, preparing, competing. So everything else in life is easy once you go through college wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling turns boys into men. Simple as that. It taught me hard work. It taught me to even value myself. It taught me self-worth. And basically, for me, the reason I am a pro wrestler is because of amateur wrestling, because amateur wrestling is still that hard work required to be successful in pro wrestling, because the pro wrestling is not easy. It's hard on your body. It's hard on your family. Man. It's hard mentally. And amateur wrestling prepared us for those challenges that we meet on a daily basis in our current professions.
Yeah, when I talked to Rashad Evans yesterday, that's one thing we talked about was when you do the amateur wrestling, it teaches you both to be both high and low at the same time, because it teaches you humility, but also the cognition of it. And again, to be able to take punches to the face and do the moves that you all do, it definitely takes a lot of skill.
Absolutely.
So individually and together as a tag team, what has been your toughest match to date thus far?
That is the hardest thing for me. I never have the toughest. I never have the best. I just have matches. There's a lot of guys that I see as formidable opponents that have been great opponents. Some are more I admired a little bit more, like your Booker T's and Kane's and Kurt Angle, of course. So many people that I admire, but then I've had tough matches. Me and him had some tussles before, so right. I'm going to give more credit over to him than anyone else. If we're going to talk about anybody, let's talk about us.
Yeah.
The most talented, most athletic person that's been in the ring
is
sitting right next to me.
Look, there's been some table out of the chairs matches, man. This man here, look, I've seen it. First of all, some badass glasses, bro. So you might be tag champions, but don't leave them behind. So to date, what is the, when we see you all in AEW, of course, you all have the Grand Slam in Australia coming up shortly. But how can or what can people expect from the Hurt Syndicate while you're in AEW?
Man, We both want to jump up.
Yeah, I thought
first of all, it's Wednesday night. Wednesday nights, 7, 8 Central. We come on Max and are we still on TBS also? And TBS also. The one thing is that we're changing the game. Like when we come out, we demand a lot of attention. A lot of people like to see what we have to say, what we have to do. When we were over at the other program, we were doing half the show. You know, there was like, and when we look at TV wise, we were 7, 6, 5 segments of the show. So it was a majority of the show. And the reason why is because people tuned in when we came out. I mean, we look good. We beat people up in suits. We strip down. We look the part. We are great shape. We are amazing athletes, and we beat people up. That's what pro wrestling is. So that's why people tune in to see us. So tuning in to see us on AEW is just more of what we've been giving you for the past 20 years.
Yeah,
kicking ass and taking receipts.
And I say, especially in AEW, something that I feel we bring better than anyone that AEW is just now seeing, thanks to us, is physicality.
Mm-hmm, yep.
We beat people up. We are combatants. We are not, we perform, but we are combatants. We aren't acrobats. We don't dance, we don't sing, we don't run. We kick ass.
The one thing that folks, I've seen you all from the inception to where you are now. Got to say, Mike's skills are impeccable right about now. So, because look, I've grown up. Well, growing up, who was you all's favorite wrestlers growing up?
Ooh, that's a ist again.
Well, I mean,
but not, it's not just one. Just you can do
so
it.
Many.
He's more general. I have very specific talent that made me fall in love with the Rock and Roll Express.
Yep, Ricky Morton, Bobby Gibson. See,
they made me fall in love with wrestling. Magnum TA, that was my first idol, and I've gone on to idolize a lot of the people that I work with. Guys like Taker, guys like Kurt, even Bobby, because it's great to see my peers, ascend to the highest. It motivates me, it drives me, and it's what makes me continue to strive for excellence. So I want to be the standard of excellence. So now that's my moniker, and that's what I pursue.
We're down here in New Orleans, Louisiana for the Super Bowl. Gentlemen, who you all have this weekend and why?
Kansas City. I grew up in Kansas, and then I went to college in Missouri. So that's where I went. In Missouri? Missouri Valley. Oh. So about an hour and a half outside of.
Yep.
Me, commercials. I'm here for the commercials.
He's going to be an honorary Chiefs fan.
Hey, I know. Look, as soon as he turns back, I'm going to take your belt and knock him upside the head. Man, so you got a final score prediction?
Ooh, man, I don't know about it. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Thank you. I had somebody say it's going to be 20-21. I'm like, I know that they got to play defense against Saquon, but just these two teams are just too high powered to not put
Can't
points
stop
on the board.
them.
Yeah. I've got 35-31, Kansas City.
That's a lot of points.
I would side with you. I mean, but if they know what's the way to win? Defense is going to be the way to win. So whoever's defense steps up, they're probably going to win. Right. So I think the losing team is going to get 24. Let me write that, 24.
Oh.
The winning team may do 30, 31, 35, but I think the losing team will have 24.
I take that all day, every day. Gentlemen, I know you all have a busy schedule. I want to thank you, Silver. It is an honor to be able to talk to you all, because I love wrestling. And I text my brother, say, hey, I'm about to interview you. Heard Syndicate. You already know to tune in. So what's left for the rest of you all? What's your schedule like the rest of this week?
The rest of the week, I'm going home as soon as this radio row is over. And then we have a big defense next week. So next week we're defending our titles against it's a real cool opponent. They're the Guns. So it's Billy Gunn's boys.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, so there's a lot there.
Billy Gunn.
Yeah. When you get that second generation, some little tricks. So we got to watch out for these kids. They're young. They're hungry. They look great. I mean, we saw them yesterday. So
how do you all continue to stay? I mean, again, with the amount of travel that you all did over the years, I mean, how do you all continue to stay in shape without
discipline?
I eat bullets and punch walls.
You probably do. Hey, look, when he came over, I started to be like, bro, when you get out.
I mean, it is discipline. I love what I do. It's a lot of people say, what's your workout regimen? I say whatever makes me happy. So me getting up and working out is like me getting up and brushing my teeth. People ask me how many days a week do I work out? I almost work out every day.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not hitting the gym, I'm throwing football with my son, or we're doing some calisthenics. We're always doing something. And I think, and I've always told myself, when I stop fighting, when I stop wrestling, when I stop all this stuff, I think all these aches and boo-boos that I've built up over the years are going to hit me. So I think I'm just never going to stop.
But when that day does eventually come, what do you all see yourselves doing? I mean, do you find yourself going back to like the performance center, trying to train other people to follow you in your footsteps, or coaching your son?
Our initially, the reason why we dress the way that we are is because we are businessmen. And when we first came out, it was a hurt business because we wanted to show a different representation of us. We're black men, but we are businessmen. So I have a lot of business. I have a lot in oil and gas. I have a tremendous amount of real estate. I have a couple different franchises that I've owned. So I will continue to grow my businesses. If I stopped wrestling today, I'm fine with the investments that I put out there right now. So I choose to be in wrestling because I enjoy it. I love it, and I'm able to work with my brother. So it makes this so much more rewarding for me. So.
Before I let you all go, where can people find you all? I know you also you're active on social media. Where can fans reach out to you, follow you at?
Well, fans can watch the Hurt Syndicate Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on
TBS and Max.
TBS and Max.
My Instagram is Bobby Lashley.
And my
Damn,
Instagram
is
I almost busted the suit open.
and my Instagram is SheltyB803, and my Twitter is the same. So
you
can find us there. Like, follow, and subscribe.
So. Gentlemen, it's a pleasure. Thank you so very much for blessing me with your time.
Thank you so
much. Sheldon Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, the World Tag Team Champions from AEW, All Elite Wrestling, the Hurt Syndicate, joining us today. Thank you so much.
He over here working for us?